a champion in January with a $10,000 prize at the end of the road. It's the first ever Stool Streams Jenga Draft, and it starts right now.
Starting on November 2nd, so 2 weeks from today, we will begin our first season of Jenga.
Live from Stool Stream Stadium in New York City, welcome to the debut of the Stool Streams Jenga Draft presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. He's Jeff D'Lo, Jake Marsh on hand. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. It is going to be an exciting, bumpy, turning road. It's going to be something, but one thing we do know, it's going to be electric.
Yes, $10,000 on the line, all for this right here. The Jenga block. This room not quite as tense, but I know the green room where people are waiting to be selected, very tense. I believe we have over 30 people. Only 12 of them will be selected. There are going to be some hurt feelings, but Jake, draft picks, they don't care about the feelings there.
We've had 18 broadcasts so far, but they've all been exhibitions.
Yep.
Everybody's record is about to get wiped away. Let's refresh you on how we got to this moment, Jeff. Majority of our broadcasts have been Jenga, and there have been tons of highlights, tons of records broken, set, and then rebroken, but they have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Stool Streams has been great top to bottom, but there's just something about Jenga that everybody loves. Liz and Nate, two of the better players. We see one of them, Liz, a captain today. Nate, not a captain. He's a player who could be selected. We've seen a lot of controversy. We've had 3 different refs, a lot of arguing, a lot of yelling, fights, and Tommy, their captains today. The most losses we've seen here in Stool Streams. A lot of rumors of wheeling and dealing potentially from those guys. So 2 of the more electric players that we have will be captains today here, making their picks. And a lot on the line, like we said, for money as well. They've been playing for pride. They've been playing for you at home, which they're still going to be doing, but now there's a little extra juice involved. And we know these matches, they can go long. Rhea and Liz, a part of that long 50 match. We saw Rhea almost took down Billy. Wanted to kill Billy. Billy, potentially captain today, will be deciding that as well. That's another bit of drama. There is one little bit of tension in here, and that is between Billy and Brandon. Only one of them will be a captain. We've had some really exciting moments, but whatever we've seen so far, nothing compares to what we're going to see when this thing matters much more with all this money online. As we see Big Ev on the screen, not a captain today. One of the best players we've seen. Will he even be selected? He thinks he may not even be picked today. But Big Ev joining many other people, including Robbie Fox, Vibs, as people trying to win $10,000. Money balls included in on that. KB as well. And Donnie, we see off screen there, number 1 pick today. Who will he go with at the top? He has not tipped his pick at all. I actually am hearing that he has no idea right now who he's going to select.
So, Jeff, there are 33 players in the player pool, and there's 12 captains. Let's meet the teams for Stool Streams Jenga Season 1, and we're going to introduce you to them in the original draft order, subject to trades, of course, on draft day.
A lot of
Anything
rumors.
can happen. So we'll start things off with Glenny Balls from the bottom to the top, and then Nick, who has plenty of experience as well. Rhea coming off that 50 burger, the Purple Hedgehogs. Then we'll vote in for the 9th pick, Billy and Brandon.
Yep.
Big Cat number 8. We have not seen him inside the Triple S for a while. Liz, one of the more underrated players, a stellar record. Feidelberg, who knows what he will bring to the table. Kate as well is always in the mix. Tommy Smokes the worst record,
yes.
but he is a captain.
The villain.
Yes. Trent number 3. PFT commenter number 2, our usual sideline reporter. And then the Wonton Don has been on the clock for more than 48 hours from now. What do you make of that out of that original draft order?
I still can't believe that Donnie has absolutely no idea, but the stove in here is hot. We are hearing a lot of potential trades, a lot of moves around. Now, you're probably wondering at home, what could they possibly trade? Do they have other assets? The answer is no. I have no idea what they could be trading, but we will find out if trades do go down.
You just saw Billy and Brandon on your screen. One of them is about to go to the player pool. One of them is about to be our 12th captain. And let's go down the stream. We're going to send it to our commissioner, Hank, to deliver some news.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here, captains. People at home, thank you for watching. I'm excited for the season to get underway. But first, little order of business, Brandon and Billy. The 11 other captains have put in their vote for who they want to be the 12th captain, and we're going to find out now who those votes were. First, Liz Gonzalez de Chalk. She voted for Billy. Does that change anything, PFT? PFT thought it was a secret ballot. That was a mistake by him. Kate also voted for Billy, so that's 2 votes for Billy to be captain. You only need 6 to win. Feidelberg also chose Billy. Seems like no one likes Brandon. Trent, Billy. So that's 4 votes for Billy. He needs 6 to be a captain. PFT commenter voted for Brandon. Daniel, Big Cat Cats, voted for Brandon. Rhea voted for Brandon. And the Wonton Don also voted for Brandon. So that's 4 votes for Billy, 4 votes for Brandon. Nick, Tommy, and Glennie are the final 3. Nick voted for Billy. Went against his Yak co-host with that one. And the final vote that matters is Tommy Smokes. He also voted for Billy. So Billy Football will be our 12th and final captain.
Wow.
He will be selecting with the 9th overall pick today. Brandon, good luck in the player pool.
All right, so thank you, Hank. So Brandon is off to the player pool. He is part of the 33 people. And, Jeff, the odds are not on your side in that player pool. Only 12 spots for 33 players.
No, again, we'll talk about it. We'll see the big board. A lot of people were upset yesterday with some of their rankings, but wait till today if they're just not picked flat out. And that could be Brandon, a tough loss there for Brandon. Billy actually got to pick his team name and then was told he may not even have the team. So that was a couple tense few days for Billy Football.
All right, so it is time to kick off this draft officially. Back down the stream to the podium where Hank will put Donnie on the clock.
The Wonton Don, the Rangoon Wranglers are now on the clock. You have 120 seconds to make your pick. Reminder, all of the captains will be texting their pick to Spider, who will be bringing it in to me, where it will be announced and the photo will be taken. So please don't say anything. Text it to Spider and wait for me to make the announcement.
All right,
you're on the clock.
Thank you, Hank. All right, Jeff, there's been a lot of chatter about your recently released big board. 33 players. You ranked them 1 to 33, some records out of order. Let's dive into Jeff Delo's big board. Break it down for us.
First of all, ignore record right off the bat. Record is there just because we have to put something on the graphic, make it colorful, make it look different. There's so much more than just record. Block luck is so much about these rankings because sometimes a player like Chef Donnie, for example, very well could be the #1 overall pick here. He is arguably the best player we've seen in here, but he's only played once, and the tower came down to a tablecloth move, basically bad luck for Donnie. So we factored that into play as well, but you have a couple names, some veterans like Nate in the top 10. KFC, I know he didn't like his #9, but guess what? He's a top 10 pick. I haven't projected going in this draft. He is 3-0, and then a couple other good players like Big Ev at #7. He doesn't even think he is going to be drafted, but outside of Dave Portnoy up there at #1, not sure he'll be picked today, but we have him at #1. Factor in a lot of things, net worth included. Robbie Fox at #2, though. I know a lot of people said, wow, 1-3. Again, ignore that record. Nobody more ahead of the game than Robbie Fox, the quickest, most efficient player we've had. And at #3, Frankie Borelli, another one people have noted. He's 0-0. He hasn't even played. Nobody's better at games and hobbies than Frankie Borelli. Always fired up. Cornhole, ping pong. The guy loves it in this room. He's very successful. Easy top 5 ranking.
On your mock draft 1.0 released on BarstoolSports.com yesterday, you had Wonton Don taking a former partner of his, Chef Donnie. Walk me through that one.
Yeah, and a lot of rumors that he's a player being strongly considered, but the Donnies teamed up. They've known each other for quite a long time, and now I think camaraderie and teamwork and chemistry is going to be very important. We've seen a lot of good coaching here pay off for some victories, but that match lasted a while, and the only reason they lost, it just came down to a numbers thing. Sometimes Jenga, you're put in a position where no matter how good you are, there's impossible moves left. That's what happened to them. They were a good team. They should not let that cloud their judgment here because what are the chances it happens again? I would say it's highly unlikely.
See the Wonton
Pick is
Don.
in.
He's got a record of 2-2, and the pick is in. So down the stream, who will be the first ever pick in the Stool Streams Jenga draft?
The first pick in the inaugural Jenga 2020 Season 1 draft is Chef Donnie.
And
the Donnies.
Jeff, your mock draft is 1 for 1. The Donnies
that's all that matters.
are paired up.
That's all that matters is that we get the first one correct. That feels good. #1 pick, and as we see the green room there, so maybe some upset people that they didn't go #1 overall. And there's Donnie's logo. Very cool logo as he holds up that jersey. I don't know. It could be for sale sometime soon. I don't want to put anyone on the hook on that one. But that's a good pick by Donnie. It's a smart move. Again, you can't let that 0-1 record with Donnie cloud his judgment there because it came down to luck. What are the chances they have another match that goes that long and they have an impossible move at the end? It's highly unlikely.
Right. We've only seen Chef Donnie once here, but it was amazing.
It was incredible.
He wowed everybody.
It's like his last
match.
name was Jenga. It's like his family created the fucking game, Jake.
PFT
Incredible.
commentator, you are on the clock.
So you just heard it from Hank. PFT on the clock at number 2.
Yep.
And let's break down that first pick. Chef Donnie, 0-1 right now, but Jeff, that one performance was epic.
Yeah, we got to get him a better headshot there, that's for sure. Talented, hurt by some bad block luck. That's what really took him down. Knows the way around the tower. He actually climbs like buildings and shit too. That's insane. Not that it has anything to do with Jenga, but great hands and fingers. He's a chef. He can really, he has the knife skills. He brings it in here with the Jenga tower. He is very good. I think he's the best we have seen in terms of just raw talent and skill. Maybe not the most experienced. I think he was an easy top 5 pick and a good move by Donnie, I think, because of that teamwork and that chemistry.
So moving things now to pick number 2, PFT commenter on the clock right now. Jeff, he's 2-1. However, he has not played in a long time. He's joined us.
PFT.
He's ditched the blocks for the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be a little rusty whoever he picks.
Yeah, and I also want to note that he's been talking about trades a lot and also a lot about the commissioner, Hank. He's been very distracted by Hank. He's throwing around conspiracy ideas. Is his head not in the game? I don't know about that because he abandoned the broadcast booth the second he heard $10,000 was on the line, and now he's more concerned about the commissioner than maybe a pick, and that's clear because he's not even ready here.
He's still
If you're making the
negotiating.
pick,
He
you have to
doesn't even know what he's doing at this point. He's played with Big
30
Cat. He can't
seconds.
select Big Cat. I sense some turmoil for the football team here.
You texted to Spider.
Football team making
So
that second
PFT, if
pick
you're making a
right
trade, you
now.
text that
PFT
trade to
has played
Spider.
in plenty of table tennis. He's played in some cornhole.
Yep.
And his Jenga is going to be
Are you
rusty.
taking it?
Has not played since August. So would you expect him to take someone maybe more experienced here? The mock draft, you have him taking Nate.
Yeah, I think he'll take Nate. I'm going to stick with Nate. Nate would make sense, but you just never know with PFT.
Still awaiting the pick from our commissioner as PFT really milking the clock here with this second overall pick.
Okay,
And the
it
pick
in.
is in. So let's send it down the stream to Hank for the announcement.
We're just waiting on Spider, but the pick is in. In the second pick, with the second pick, the 2020 Season 1 Jenga Stool Streams Draft, PFT commenter, the football team, select Kelly Martin.
Wow.
The head of talent for Barstool Sports,
Wow.
Kelly Martin.
That's unexpected.
See the reaction from Kelly. Jeff, you want to introduce our viewers to who Kelly is? Not exactly a content person, but drafted very high.
Yeah, Kelly is a very important person here. If you have a great interview, Matthew McConaughey, for example, that's because of Kelly. Fierce, very fiery. If you're on the battlefield here in the Jenga field, you don't want to cross Kelly Martin. PFT, Kelly, they work together well. We all know that. A lot of guests on Pardon My Take. That's a very surprising pick. She was very far down the draft board. But PFT, you have to trust him. He knows what he's doing here. He knows Stool Stream Stadium well. He knows Jenga well. An unorthodox pick. He was trying to deal that pick maybe last second. Does that come into the idea of maybe he reached? Did he try to trade down and get some assets? But also there are some other NFL, some draft minds who say the same thing over and over again. Take your person. Take the person that you want. If you got to take him there. Don't risk losing who you have your eyes on for. And the football team, though, I hear that was not intentionally what he wanted, or initially what he wanted. They have their first member here. Surprising pick at number 2, Jake.
Kelly making her way to the stage, greeting her new teammate and commissioner. And a nice photo op here for the football team. Jeff, number 29 on your big board. I guess it's too early to tell, but would you say this is a reach?
I would potentially. You saw him trying to trade, so I think PFT would probably admit that. But he also knows he wants to take the best that he has available for him. That's who it was here. Kelly can scare a lot of people for sure with her fierce tactics. So I think PFT knew what he was doing. I trust PFT.
All right, so Trent is now on the clock. Team Zarch. Now, Jeff,
Yeah.
I was a little caught off guard here when you named the team Team Zarch. What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. Trent has had a long history with these symbols and letters. It must be a family thing, like a family crest. But he said Zarch is important to him. We know Trent for many things: The Bachelor, Iowa, those two things, golf as well. But Zarch, he says, is the most important thing to him. I think it's the coolest logo we have here outside of probably the Purple Hedgehogs. So, yeah, Trent, another thing you want to add about him, too, friendly guy. People love Trent. They love hanging out with Trent. No one ever really complains about Trent. And there's a name on that big board that I'm going to look at. Bob Fox. We can actually see him from where we're sitting right now. I think one of the top 3 competitors. I have him at number 2, efficient player, and their roommates. They know each other well. They're easy. They're laid back. Sometimes they've coordinated their outfits together. Robbie has no issue getting in some khakis.
Yeah, Robbie
throwing some khakis on and maybe a red Zarch shirt.
Robbie and Trent have actually played once before. You'll have to go back to September 10th, 2020. Trent actually pulled the losing block in that match. It was a loss to Billy and Nate, who are Billy, of course, the captain. Nate waiting eagerly in the player pool. And Jeff, on your mock draft on BarstoolSports.com, you do have Robbie going here.
I would be very surprised if this was not Robbie Fox. Again, they know each other well. They're comfortable. That's what Trent likes.
Back to the podium, Hank, to announce pick number 3, Team Zarch.
Thank you, Spider. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jeff. With the 3rd pick in the Stool Streams Season 1 Jenga Draft, Trent, Team Zarch, select Robert Fox, his roommate.
And there it is, Jeff. Yep. You have done your prep because you are 2 for 3 on the mock draft so far.
Yeah, it just makes complete sense here. Robbie Fox has been one of the veterans of Stool Streams. He had that very famous moment where he took his hat and his glasses off and no one recognized him, so he has the ability to really look like a different person out there. That's a unique trait no one else has. Very efficient, very quick. He's one of the younger competitors here. We know young people, they like games.
Now, Jeff, you said in your making your big board, records don't matter. Well, Robbie has a record of 1 and 3. Tell me why his record doesn't matter.
Bad block luck, 0 losing blocks for Robbie Fox. He's always making quick pulls, always a step ahead.
I thought he might.
And you know he's fired up. You know he's very fired up to be with Trent right now.
Robbie ecstatic. And a big weekend for
Robbie.
Robbie.
What's he doing here?
Oh.
Just a plain black crew neck.
Oh, for the luggage team.
That's
They might have to override the jerseys here.
Trent has never put on something that isn't a black hoodie or crew neck. I have not seen him in that in quite a long time. They're pumped up. Big weekend for Robbie, too, of UFC and Rough and Rowdy. So this is a good start here on Thursday for him.
Speaking of Rough and Rowdy, that is available on the Play Barstool app, the same app you can make these Jenga picks on.
Yep.
Go download it, 25K on the line, 10 for 10. And table tennis on Monday, part of my take versus foreplay. We'll be running it back on Monday. The first match of this league will be next Monday, November 2nd, by the way.
I think Hank wants to announce a trade.
With the 4th pick, Tommy Smokes has traded his pick to Daniel Big Cat Cats in return for 1 Instagram post from Big Cat and 1 Instagram story from Big Cat. So Big Cat is now on the clock. 120 seconds, Big Cat. Make your pick.
Wow, our first trade in league history, Jeff. What do you make of this?
Tommy looking for some clout there, I guess. Literally clout chasing. Chases himself out of the number 4 pick. Big Cat clearly has somebody that he wants to select. He knows who it is. I guess he gives up an Instagram post that's very valuable to Tommy. Tommy's been working the phones for days now. He said he's a lot like Bill Belichick. Whether you believe that or not, that is completely up to you. But clearly he has made a big move here. Let's see if it pays off.
Big Cat 3-1 right now, but he has not played in quite a bit. Who will his partner be?
Well, we saw him play a lot in the Grit stream. He's very experienced.
With the 4th pick in the 2020 Jenga Draft, Big Cat, Team Prest, has selected Roan, his co-host from Barstool Yak on Sirius XM.
Adam Ferrone, not here today. However, Jeff, he has made his presence known. He's known for his shenanigans outside of the Square of Doom during his matches.
Yeah, there we go. Team Pressed, great logo there. You know him and Roan won't be pressed when they're together. They know each other well. Spent a lot of time, even during quarantine, with the Yak. They know each other's games. Roan, another experienced player. Big Cat, one of the best that we've seen. Roan, 2-1, was a part of a very controversial, heated match where he was with Caleb. He survived that. You know he has a lot of adversity. When there's adversity on the line, he's able to handle it, and he's easily adaptable no matter what the team is.
Kate,
no need to adapt. When it's
you are on the clock.
Kate on the clock right now, but looking at Roan right now, 2-1 as well, but not a lot of experience on that team.
No, but he's been playing before Stool Streams launched. You and I know this. You and I saw a lot of the practice runs here, the dry runs before we launched Stool Streams. Roan was one of the test bunnies here for quite a long time. Very good player. I love that pick from Big Cat. Gets up and gets his guy. How about that?
Up to pick number 5, it is Kate, Team Josh Dumel. Now, Jeff, for those out there, who is Josh Dumel?
Josh Dumel, the actor from Las Vegas, the ex-husband of Fergie. He called in, wanted to own a team, bought this team, ended up being Kate's team, and so thanks to our good buddy Josh Dumel for joining in on the league here.
All right, Spider just dished off the sheet to Hank to announce pick number 5.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 Stool Streams Jenga Draft, Kate, Team Josh Duhamel, selects Captain Cons from Navy.
Another unsurprising pick there, Jeff. I believe you nailed that one on your mock draft as well. Why Captain Cons?
They just played recently. Captain Cons goes down to the shore a lot. People go down to the shore. They like those shore drinking games. It could be a bit of a hard-o from now and then, but that's perfect for you. That's exactly what you want. He's intimidated. Look, he's running. He's running to the room right now. Let's see. It's like right on cue as he waltzes on in here with his Bruce Springsteen shirt. They work well together. Again, chemistry is the name of the game. If you're out there in that green room and you have not played with any of these people right now who are picking, you should probably be worried right now.
Cons a perfect 2-0, we should add, here inside the Triple S.
Yep, long matches too.
Cornhole, yes. And
ABM of 43.5.
43.5. Not bad at all.
Oh,
We're
wow.
about to reach the midway point of this draft, but we have some news.
With the 6th pick in the draft, John Henry Feidelberg has traded his pick to Rhea in exchange for absolutely nothing.
Wow.
Rhea,
Holy cow.
You are now on the clock.
It's very clear that John Feidelberg, he doesn't understand drafting. He doesn't understand what a draft is or how trades work. He has traded his pick for nothing at all. Rhea gets to move up for absolutely nothing.
I just like to say that if we had a real commissioner, I'd like to say if we had a real commissioner, he would have nixed this trade, but he allowed the trade to happen for John Henry Feidelberg to get swindled, trading for absolutely nothing. I just like to say it's shenanigans all over. Stay woke.
I think PFT is losing it. I think it's clear PFT has lost some marbles here. He's into conspiracies now with this league. It's sad to see from a captain that people were going to be rooting for. It's tough looks, tough looks.
All right, so let's break down Fights' game right now. Fights, for the most part, has played with 2 partners. There's Casey Smith and there's KFC, his podcast host here. What is his mindset here, assuming it's one of those 2?
I have heard that there would be a coin flip to decide here, a la Harvey Dent. Though Harvey Dent had a double-sided coin, so he kind of controlled his odds. But this sounds like it's going to be an Anton Chigurh, a coin flip decision here. Apparently, KFC doesn't care. I don't totally believe that. He was very angry about the big board. Casey, incredibly invested in this. Gave John a hug beforehand. Someone called that weird in here. So a lot of drama set up beforehand. I'm getting a lot of head nods from people. But the pick is in.
All right, for Rhea, let's see.
Guys, I'm stunned. With the 6th pick in the 2020 Season 1 Jenga Draft, Rhea and the Purple Hedgehogs have selected David Portnoy, Chief of Content, Barstool Sports.
Wow, Jeff, the top
Number
of your
one on the
draft board is gone. Best available is best available.
Wow, joining the Purple Hedgehogs, one of the best logos we've seen. People in the draft room stunned right now. I had Marty Mushmuck there. I thought that was one of the spots Marty might go. Yeah, best available. Again, factored a lot of things in there, including net worth. That really shot him up the board because he trumps everyone in here in that category. But a big pick by Rhea. That's a big move to move up in the draft for, taking the number 1 available.
Now remember, Dave was here in the booth in your spot.
The original
on our
guy,
debut.
yeah.
We have not seen him in the Triple S since. What do you think his Jenga skills would be like?
Not a huge Jenga guy, he said, but you have to trust Prez. He just happens to know. He just knows.
So
knows what he's doing.
Goes with the top of the draft board for her partner. It'll be Rhea and Dave. That is pick number 6. Now let's break down that trade for Feidelberg. This isn't fantasy football, and while we wait for Rhea's partner to come to the Triple S.
He's about to walk in right now. The number 1 on the draft board gets picked. What a steal at number 6 for Rhea.
I think I've never played.
That's fine. You attract money.
I like that.
So you're a winner. Everything you do wins.
All right, I'm down with it.
You can keep that.
Thank you. Well, I would assume so. It's like my thing. Do we do picture ops here?
Well, I thought we took one.
Oh. All right, good. Yeah?
Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And number 1 on the draft board.
So something to take in there, Jeff. For the first 6 picks, we have had 2 rookies so far.
Yeah, 2 rookies there. You just got a bit of a shot there, Jake.
did he
At the
say?
end, he said, "Yeah, Jake Marsh is such a nerd," which is usually that hits me when someone says
Yeah.
it. So flew right over my head. That was surprising. Rookies. We mentioned either we've seen rookies or people that players and captains have played with before. So, again, if you're in that middle where you've played but not played with people in here, I'd be worried right now as we're halfway through. But a big pick there for number 6 for Rhea. Mentioned money. He's a winner, and also tends to give away money whenever his team wins in these types of events. So that might have been a pretty smart move.
It's a nice strategy there by Rhea. But now we will go back to the back end of this trade.
Yeah,
Feidelberg got absolutely nothing in return. Who do you take at number 7?
Well, I think Liz is next, right? I believe Liz is 7.
Yes.
We'll get to fights. The fights
yes.
thing, it's an incredible disaster for team fights right now. Pubes is in shambles. The front office for Pubes it's nuts.
With the 7th pick in the 2020 Jenga Season 1 draft, Liz, the Chalk, selects Big Ev, your wifey's favorite big boy.
That was big.
Wow.
Ev was worried. He was not going to get selected. He is off the board. One of the better players. He was campaigning this morning saying, guys, I don't know if people realize I'm a good player. He came in here as a rookie and dominated. He was part of that Glenny Balls team. And him and Glenny had a lot of chemistry. The fan favorite teams, but I heard today that Glenny turned its back on Ev. He promised Marty Mush that he would select Mush at the end of the draft. Ev does not care whatsoever. He is walking in here feeling pretty good. He's a solid player, does not crumble under pressure, has been one of the best that we've seen. He's my number 7 guy on the board. Again, ignore those records. This guy just wins, never rattled. Big Ev off the board on team DeChalk.
Big Ev to pick number 7 with Liz. Now, Big Ev does have the benefit. His partner has the most wins here inside Triple S. 5 wins for Liz.
Liz has been the best player. Also a field general. She is the Aaron Rodgers of Stool Streams, the best coach here as well. She is involved on every single poll, even if she's not the one up there. This is a great team. I would say easily one of the favorites we've seen so far.
So Big Ev goes at number 7, and now it'll be the other side of this trade right now. As we see Big Ev 2-2, but that ABM stands out, Jeff, 38.
So this is a lot of confusion here because of the trades. Yeah. Fights is on the clock. And I believe there was a lot of extra wheeling and dealing with this pick. This pick has been traded 3 times, I believe. There was one that we didn't even get to announce. This pick owned by Tommy. It's owned by Fights via Tommy, via Big Cat, via Rhea. It's been traded multiple times. Nobody wants the number 8 pick. John said, I'll take it, and I want nothing in return. And he's actually flipping a coin right now to decide who he's going to pick. We have no idea which side of the coin indicates KFC or Casey. And he didn't even, he dropped the coin. He couldn't even catch the coin.
Now, balance is important in Jenga.
Okay, he's satisfied. He's satisfied with the pick. He's got to text the pick in now to Spider. But, yeah, he just decided his pick on coin flip. $10,000 decided by a coin.
5 losses for Fights. He is 2-5 right now, tied for the most in the league right now. So do you think he's looking for someone who can coach him, or he can coach someone? What's the strategy?
He just doesn't care. That's the thing. He just decided by coin flip. John, no care. He's more worried about the friendship right now. He's worried about not upsetting people, I think, which is maybe not the best strategy. Seems like the pick. Pick is in.
Pick is in.
Pick is in.
For pick number 8.
This is, I feel like this is one of the realest, Feidelberg's got some real life implications with this pick. He's doing himself no favors. Someone's going to be unhappy.
The same thing 3 times in a row, actually. This is the right pick.
With the 8th pick in the 2020 Season 1 Jenga Draft, John Feidelberg and the Pubes select KFC Kevin Clancy, his co-host on KFC Radio.
Oh, look at the reaction from Casey Smith. She's stunned.
Stunned.
She cannot believe she lost the 50-50 coin flip. John even justified it, did the coin flip again, and it landed on whatever side KFC was on. And Pubes, Team Pubes, will be KFC and Fights KFC Radio. He's pumped for Pubes.
And Jeff, I'm going to sound like
Wow.
Jeff Probst here. That was potentially a $10,000 coin flip.
That was a $10,000 coin flip. KFC 3-0. A lot of heat for my rankings for the 3-0 man not being in the top 5. But guess what? 3-0 is 3-0. I will give him his credit. His
Billy
last
on the
match
clock.
was a win solely because Billy Football did psycho shit too early. It was not exactly an earned victory. But guess what? KFC has been very good. He touts that tablecloth move that he's never done. We want to see that done. We got to see that tablecloth move. But KFC is very serious about this sport. Says he doesn't care. I know he cares. Him and John do not want to lose no matter what they tell you. And Team Pubes a fan favorite. Look at that jersey on John. It looks
So
great.
Team KFC Radio is now locked in. On the flip
Wow.
side, you saw Casey in the green room. She is stunned. Do you think there's any chance she gets snagged here, or is she going to be waiting?
There's
for
a
the rest of the
couple
draft?
picks left. I don't know. I don't see Tommy picking her. There's a chance maybe Nick does. I don't know. Billy potentially. Glennie, we already heard, is committing to Marty Mush at the 12 slot. Though you could see Tommy swiping in there. I don't know. I think Casey will find herself in the undrafted free agent pool.
Now, keep in mind, after 3 weeks, this is a 6-week season. After 3 weeks, you can the captain can drop their teammate and pick somebody else up. So you're going to have to prove your worth off the bat.
Yeah, everybody in there is on the board. Do not quit on this yet, because you may swoop in and only play like 1 or 2 matches and win all the money.
Right.
So just wait. Just wait if you're not picked.
So Billy Football attempting to make pick number 9, and the pick is in for Billy. Remember, he has played with Nate 5 weeks in a row. Any chance he goes Nate here?
You think he would want to. Nate, top 5 guy. Top 5 guy available, Nate is. But will Billy stick to his integrity here and pick a friend? The Berserkers.
Anxiously awaiting the number 9 pick from William Football. Spider is delivering the pick to Hank, our commissioner, to make the announcement.
With the 9th pick in the 2020 Jenga draft, Billy and the Berserkers select Rudy.
Whoa!
Nate
Bit of a
left hanging.
fake
I don't
out.
know if he's in the green room right now, but it's Billy and Rudy. They have been on opposite sides before. Billy actually calls him Junda.
Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it is a name of his. He owns that name, so it makes sense. But Billy is the reason Rudy has that loss. He was part of a very tense violation thing. Like Billy's nose, the picture is great of Rudy. Billy's nose touched the Jenga tower, and Rudy, integrity, said, guess what? I'm not going to accept the disqualification. Kept on playing, even though the tower, Jake, if you remember, it was an impossible tower. There were no moves for Rudy. His 0-1 it's irrelevant. This guy should be 1-0. One of the most talented we've seen. I know he's not here today. NCAA champion. He's an athlete already, looking for another title here with Billy Football.
Yes, Jeff, and we can't forget what's at stake here. Let's introduce you to what is going to go on in season number 1. You see $10,000 for the winner, but it's going to be World Cup style to start things off. The teams will be separated into 3 groups. Top 2 in each group advance to the playoffs, which will take place in January.
Cannot wait to see it. It's going to be thrilling. Going to be some rivalries formed, that is for sure. Jake, with just a couple picks left here.
Yeah. Up to number 10, the pick is in, and this pick has been shifted quite a bit. It's going to be Tommy Smokes, who has traded back twice here, and let's see who Tommy takes at number 10.
With the 10th pick in the 2020 Jenga draft, Tommy Smokes and Goose Mode select Francis Borelli.
Frankie Borelli, a former Yankee fan,
stunned for a second there. Did I miss the newsletter on the high? That was okay. I'm very shocked. Yeah, Frankie Borelli, 0-0, no stats whatsoever, but he is one of the best games and hobbies guys in this office. It doesn't matter if it's a video game, if it's cornhole, he's an elite at cornhole, or if it's ping pong, and Frankie is super, super competitive. You don't want to be on the other side of one of those Frankie dance moves. He has a signature dance move he pulls out when he wins here. It is very hard to keep playing when you see that across the other side. It makes you want to quit. That's how fierce it is. Very smart move. Incredible pick. Taking the number 3 guy, the best guy available. Tommy, he wheeled and dealed and takes one of the top 3 players at number 10. That's a Bill Belichick genius move by Tommy Smokes.
However, Jeff, 3rd rookie off the board. Will that make a difference?
I don't think it'll make a difference whatsoever. The day I see Frankie bad at a game like Jenga or ping pong or cornhole will be the first day, because I've never, even at video game golf now, he's great at. There's the dance, the most competitive guy we have here. Great pick by Tommy.
Now on to our penultimate pick, Nick Tehrani, a record of 2-3, but 2 of his 3 losses he's taken the losing block. What do you make of his game?
I just know Pubes 2, best top 2-3 logo in the league. I say that about all the fucking logos, Jake, I know, but Pubes 2, top 2-3 logo in the league. I'd be pumped to be on Pubes 2.
All right, who will Nick take with pick number 11?
I would just like to make a reminder for all the viewers and for the captains here still listening, there is a 3-week cut period. So any captain within the first 3 weeks of the season starting on November 2nd can cut their teammate and pick someone up off the player pool waiver wire of people who were in the original player pool. So Just so we're clear, there's 3 weeks where teams could shift, trades could happen, but after 3 weeks, you're locked into your team. And with that, the 11th pick in the Jenga draft, Nick, what? Pubes 2 selects Frank the Tank.
Wow, our fourth
Unbelievable.
rookie taken. Frank the Tank
Unbelievable.
not here right now. However, Jeff, he has made an appearance in the Triple
He
S
got kicked
before.
out.
Last week, he was our first ever spectator, and he got ejected by our official Spider.
Yeah, he was talking, making a lot of jokes, being pretty funny. Spider wanted nothing to do with that. This is one of Nick's partners, one of his teammates on Frank and the Frankettes, the trivia team. They're very good together. He knows Frank well. I don't know if Frank knows Nick well, but Nick knows Frank well. Frank the Tank, not a hummus guy, we know that. Cooks a lot, Braccioli steak. He'll be coming on in here to play with Nick. He passes up KB in a shocker. Wow.
All right, Jeff, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant. What's the deal here for the Glenny Balls
I've
pick?
heard this is Marty Mush. If he goes back on his word, I don't want to know what's going to happen between Marty and Glenny. Glenny has promised this pick to Marty Mush. He said, I will take you at 12 if you are there.
Walk me through the mind of the anxious competitors in the green room right now, because a lot of them are about to have their hearts broken.
Well, we just saw Nick didn't pick KB, so maybe Marty Mush is sitting there right now saying, what will Glenny do? Did somebody else offer Glenny something? Maybe one My Hero sandwich was all it took to get him to change his mind and not select Marty Mush. But Marty Mush is a professional athlete. You would think he's the pick that makes sense here. A lot of pressure on Glenny not to upset people. I'd imagine everyone in that room will hate Glenny if they don't pick.
But remember, with the free agent period, anyone's still alive in that room. It just might not be off the bat.
I mean, Nick just picked Frank the Tank. I don't know. We've heard that he's only been allowed in here 1 or 2 times. Maybe Nick's going to have to go somewhere else. So we don't know. And KB's actually furious right now. He just stormed in.
KB not happy
He
whatsoever.
is pissed. Wow.
But remember, Jeff, the numbers aren't in your favor as KB is storming off. Only
He
12
said you
of
think
33
you can win with
still
him.
alive. Wow.
They
All
make
right.
their content together. They're partners. KB is incredibly upset. He had already bought Pubes 2 gear that he's going to have to get rid of now.
Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant. Who will Glenny Balls pick to end out the draft?
All right, guys, I'd like to thank everyone again for tuning in. Remember, Monday, it's November 2nd, the season starts. So we've got one more week of preseason. Get your picks in. $5,500 jackpot on Monday. I'm going to beat Frankie. PFT is going to beat Frankie. And Jake Marsh, our darling Jake, is going to beat Barstool Lurch. It's going to be a part of my take. Domination against foreplay. Get your picks in now and get your picks in for the Rough and Rowdy contest. Tomorrow night, $25K if you go 10 for 10. And with that, the final pick in the 2020 Jenga Season 1 draft, your mother's wake, Glenny's Balls, selects Matthew Cahill, Marty Mush.
And there it is. Marty Mush, Mr. Irrelevant. Jeff, you nailed this one once again. Why Mush here?
I mean, Mush is a talented guy. We've seen him once. He claims that he didn't like kind of having the burden of that match on his shoulders. He's 0-1. Didn't last a long way in. Pulled the losing block, but he's a professional athlete, and he's tall and he's lanky. He's a skilled guy. He's always an unassuming athletic guy. Marty coming on in here knows Glenny well. They go out in Hoboken together, I think, whenever bars are open. So that's what Glenny cares about a lot as well. And Marty very fired up to be Mr. He gets a parade. Mr. Relevant gets a parade.
Yeah, I do. It was contentious, by the way. It was between me and Smitty. Said whoever sent him a Sopranos clip first wins.
Wow.
And I won. So thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
Slow on the draw.
Now, Marty Mush, another guy
The
we haven't
hooligans
seen
are in
much of. We
shambles.
saw him on opening day with Nick, but Marty pulled the lone losing block in his only appearance.
Yeah, he says it's not a big deal. So don't worry about that. That's not who I am. That's not me. He played with Nick there, one of the captains here. Played against Donnie and big other guys in the competition. And the tablecloth move did not work for him there. The quick pull. Also, just got word from the Tommy Smokes team from Goose Mode. Their GM said they got Tommy a weekend special at Borelli's named after him.
Wow.
For that pick and an Instagram post. I believe Tommy has racked up almost half a dozen Instagram posts. Incredible job by Tommy Smokes. What he's done and wheeled and dealed here today. I think Tommy, the big winner from this draft, got a top 3 player and a ton of assets that will help his clout.
The winner of the draft, but who will be the winner of the $10,000? All the fun starts 1 week from Monday, November 2nd. Remember, 4 teams in 3 groups. The top half of each group will advance to the playoffs in January, where the sole survivor will win $10,000. Jeff, it's going
And
to
you
be
at
so
home
much
keep
fun.
playing.
Yes, of course.
You're going to be
There's
winning
thousands
along
of
the way
dollars
as well.
on the line as well.
So get fired up. Get invested. Pick a team. Pick a favorite team. I'm no bias. I won't pick my favorite team. I like pubes, though.
Table tennis Monday, another contest Thursday, and then 1 week from Monday, it is opening day here in the Triple S. Stay tuned to the blog and Twitter for schedules and groupings. We'll all have it for you soon. So that'll do it for our inaugural Stool Streams draft for everybody in the production truck. Stefan, Steve, Max, Dylan, Andrew, Colby, Sean, for our commissioner, Hank, all of our captains and participants, and my broadcast partner, Jeff D'Lo. I'm signing off. Jake Marsh signing off from the Triple S. We will see you on Monday for table tennis, and then in 1 week from Monday, the league begins. We'll see you then.